Welcome to Resting Binge Phase, where two friends binge watch seasons of TV shows and we talk about it. I'm Adam McCoy.
And I'm Amanda Kathleen. Adam and I work in TV. We watch a lot of TV. If we were in the military intelligence, we would be in MI-20, the binge TV sector.
Oh, MITV.
No, you have to have
A number? Okay.
So it goes up to MI-19.
Oh, so we're one level above?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're the TV sector, the binge TV sector.
The most dangerous sector.
So leading into that, we're binging Killing Eve Season 1. Continuing our Women's Series Month. It's women-led shows.
There we go.
Adam, do you have some knowledge to drop for us for Killing Eve?
Do have some knowledge. It's killer knowledge.
Ooh.
No. So the show actually started out as a Kindle book series.
Oh.
So between 2014 and 2016, Luke Jennings, who was a dance critic for England's The Observer, wrote a series of self-published Kindle singles that became a novel.
Oh, that's
called
interesting.
Codename Villanelle. So it's about a Russian assassin with an ambitious MI5 agent who chase each other around the world.
Okay.
So it's similar to the show.
It's like Carmen Sandiego or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I thought interesting, so when I read this, I looked it up. After the show was made, some publishing company printed the book, so you can get a hard copy of the book now.
Okay.
Reading the reviews, a lot of people who read the book
Right.
have read it after watching the series.
Right.
Not great reviews.
Not so great.
Like, just skip the book and watch the show.
Well, I mean,
from
if
what
they're
I've
short
read.
stories.
I think it was just the idea.
Right.
I don't think it really ties into the premise of the show.
Right.
But the idea was cool.
Right.
So they were like, hey, this would make a good show. So
Right.
BBC America ended up making the show. And it was before it was actually released, before it aired, it actually already got picked up for a second season, like 3 days before the series premiere, which was, they knew it was going to be a good show.
Yeah.
So it does have two women in the lead roles. Sandra Oh, who plays...
Which I love her.
She's great. She plays the MI5 agent who's chasing down this assassin. She was actually the first person cast for this. Like, they pretty much knew from the beginning they wanted her. They actually auditioned over 100 actresses for the role of Villanelle before they finally cast Jodie Comer.
Which I'm glad, because I really enjoy her.
I was reading they didn't want to go the La Femme Nikita, like,
right,
stark, look at this beauty kind of. They wanted this kind of different feel.
Right.
And I think they got it with her.
Yeah, they do, for sure.
Also, the show had a lot of praise from critics.
Oh,
and Sandra Oh was actually nominated. She is the first Asian actress to be nominated for a lead actress Emmy. She did not win the Emmy, but she was nominated. But she did win Screen Actors Guild Award, Golden Globe Award, Critics' Choice Award.
Well, that's still great.
Yeah. So, but it was an honor to be nominated, I guess. That was, a big deal.
She almost made it.
And it is for BBC America, and it has the show has gotten stronger ratings as the show went on. Every episode got a little higher in the ratings. But in the UK, it was even a bigger hit. So in the first episode, had over 5.3 million viewers over the course of 7 days with on demand and everything. So it's actually a bigger hit over there than it is over here.
Wow.
So I guess the show is set not in America. Maybe that's why more people across the pond watched it than over here. Well,
I think a BBC America has like a nice, thing about it to where it airs in London, but then it also airs here.
There's
so
the rights, like when airs first.
Right. Yeah. Also, Hulu has it, so that's a plus. And I think a lot of BBC America shows get aired on PBS. I mean, this would never be on PBS. But, some shows are on PBS. Like Sherlock was on PBS and Downton Abbey.
Yes.
So I think there's a bigger crossover for BBC America shows than just BBC shows.
The BBC America doesn't have as big of a following, audience, because the last episode at 1.4 million, I think, which is a big deal for a show on BBC America.
Right.
Like, it was a big hit on that network.
I think they also air some of their shows on AMC. Because Dirk Gently was on there on AMC.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think they're going to kick off season 2, Killing Eve, on AMC for people
that's good. Who don't
have BBC America.
Get a little more coverage out there. Cool. All right. Well, that concludes the knowledge for today. An additional fact.
Additional fact. All right. Adam's done dropping knowledge. We're getting ready to talk about the show. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's on Hulu. Real easy.
Easy access.
Easy access.
Not a long 8 episodes. Not a long binge.
So, go watch it. Or listen to us talk and then watch it, but that's not fun. This is spoilers in 3, 2, and Killing Eve Season 1. Overview. So Sandra Oh is a MI5 agent. Agent?
Yeah, agent.
She works in like an office, so she's not like in the field or anything.
She's an agent, just not a field agent.
Right.
That's how they would say it, I think.
So it starts off with Villanelle, the Russian
assassin.
The Russian assassin killing someone, I believe in Germany. So she kills in the first episode, and then it gets to Sandra Oh at the MI5
office. They're trying to investigate who this person is.
Right. Who killed this person?
So they bring in Fiona Shaw, who's like head investigator for MI6. For MI6. And they're trying to just have this little meeting to figure out who this person is. They give them some information. Sandra Oh, she kind of says to herself, I think it was a woman.
I think it was
a woman. She doesn't say it.
Right.
But then as they're walking out, she blurts it out.
Right.
And that kind of gets Fiona Shaw's attention a little bit.
Right.
Kind of raises the eyebrow.
And so they have his girlfriend in custody, and they're trying to find out who killed him. Was it a man or a woman? Sandra Oh's character, she's like wants to find out, is this a woman? And she like gets her husband and her husband's friend. Well, it's a kid, but like they work at a community center together to translate this interview. And she kind of says that it was a woman. So she wants to like protect her and hold on to her, but she's going to be transferred over to the police.
Yeah.
So like the night she goes to the hospital to find out more, Villanelle's there and she kills her.
She walks in.
Not Sandra, the suspect.
Yeah, the witness of the murder. So she's dead.
She's dead.
Everybody else in the hospital's dead.
So that triggers off like a whole series of Sandra Oh getting fired from the MI5, but then Fiona coming back and offering her to work secretly in this MI. She's not a part of anything. It's like a secret underground.
It's funded by them, but nobody knows about it.
Right. So Fiona's like, look, we're looking for this woman.
Same person.
Yeah. We're looking for her. She gets to run this underground department to find Villanelle. And she goes through a lot of shit. Her old boss, she pulls him in to help because they both got fired. Right.
For unsavory practices and trying to interview the witness the first time.
Right. So their relationship is hilarious. They're on the same team together. They're trying to find Villanelle, so they go to Berlin to find Villanelle's latest victim, which was at a S&M
hospital fantasy.
Like you pay for torture.
For mild operations that hurt in certain areas of the anatomy.
Right. We should probably talk about Villanelle lives in Paris, and she has this Russian Constantine
handler, essentially, right?
Right. He comes and he like gives her postcards, and those are the victims that she goes to kill. That was a side note.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Villanella finds out that Eve is looking for her, and so she becomes fixated on it. Constantine's like, you need to chillax. She's like, I am chillax. What are you talking about? So when they show up in Berlin, Villanelle is there, and she's not supposed to be there. She's supposed to have left Berlin. She goes, she kills, she leaves.
So she's supposed to do.
She's supposed to.
She hears Eve's there. She's like, I'm going to do a little stalky stalk.
Right.
Stalk this Eve woman who's chasing me down.
Right. So
steals her suitcase, goes through all of her luggage, follows her around.
Wears all of her clothes. Bill finds out that Villanelle's hanging around Eve.
Yeah, he sees her.
The entire time in Berlin. So he
follows her to this nightclub, and then she stabs Bill. Kills him right there on the dance floor.
It's like so shocking.
Stabby, stab, stab, stabby, stab.
Like she like holding him like they're dancing. She's like, cha cha cha, stab, stab, stab. Ugh.
And nobody notices he's
No, it's
dying.
a rave. It's going
Yeah.
on. No one knows what's happening. Everyone's high on something.
Mm-hmm.
No one's noticing. But Eve finally makes it there and sees it, and like it's a very big moment.
Yeah.
Her technically like best friend, boss, ex-boss is now dead.
And she knows that Villanelle's the one who killed him.
Mm-hmm. So she has a really hard time about it. So she's like dedicated now to get Villanelle.
Yeah.
So the rest of the show, Eve gets closer to Villanelle, and like their paths almost diverge. They do diverge at one point. She actually sees her again.
Mm-hmm.
Eve's old boss, who fired her, is being paid off by Russian intelligence to leak some information from MI5.
Yeah.
So Villanelle and some other people in that organization are supposed to kill him because he
has information. They
he
don't
has
want him to spill the
information.
beans.
Yeah, and they're like Eve's getting too close to. She like she's literally on her way to talk to him while they're trying to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing so, she kills both of her.
The two other assassin associates.
Runs over her associate with a car. She goes to find Frank with Eve, and she cuts his penis off.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bad.
It's pretty pretty grotesque.
So that associate that she ran over with the car is now in Russian jail. So Constantine sends Villanelle over
Undercover
to infiltrate the jail so she could kill her associate she didn't run over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that she did run over but didn't do it fully. Eve and Fiona head over to Russia because Fiona has some friends in the Russian intelligence that can give her some information about this woman.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like Fiona kind of knows Villanelle, but knows that she exists.
Yeah.
Because she's friends with Constantine.
Oh, it just happens to be friends with Constantine.
Happens to be friends.
One of her associates.
Eve hates Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a meeting and she's like, I don't like that dude.
Yeah. Too bad because we hooked up, Fiona says. And this other dude, we hooked up too.
Yeah, we hooked up
it was
too.
the 70s, man. Or 80s, I guess. Times were different. So they get insight. Nadia is her associate she ran over. She's in the prison. And Villanelle finally tracks her down inside the prison, gets a shiv, and kills her.
Yes.
And she's like, no, wait, I can save us both. Nope, too bad. She's dead. And she thinks the whole time she's going to be pulled out of prison.
Right.
But they end up locking her up in another room, and she gets a little worried that no one's going to actually pull her out of prison now that she's made this kill.
Right, and the entire time Eve is trying to get Nadia out of prison.
It's like, hey, we pulled some strings, we can get her out.
Right.
And,
Wait, she's dead.
She's dead.
So Villanelle finally escapes, and then Eve is on the run now to find Villanelle.
Mm-hmm.
So Villanelle tries to kill Constantine, actually kills Constantine. Eve and Fiona are leaving. Fiona tells Eve she's basically fired. Like, they don't need that unit anymore.
Yeah.
But Eve finds out that she lives in Paris. So Eve flies over to Paris to go get that bitch. She gets into her apartment. She's not there. And she's, like, destroying the whole apartment. She's just,
berserk,
like, so angry.
Starts drinking champagne.
Throwing stuff.
Breaking things, yeah.
And then Villanelle walks in and, like, they have this weird moment of like, oh, I'm really interested in you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really interested in you.
Mm-hmm. This slow, let's look at each other and
Right.
talk, and yeah.
They have this moment and they're like lying on the bed together. Villanelle puts the gun on the floor. Like, she's like, I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah, this would be great.
And then they kind of have like this romantic moment. And then like, Eve like stabs her in the
Stabby stab stab. Pulls out a switchblade.
in the stomach, and then immediately regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
I'm trying to help you. Don't shoot me. Yeah.
So she goes to like try to find something to like stop the blood from bleeding, and like Villanelle is trying to shoot at her, and like there's no more bullets, and so Eve finally gets back into the room, and Villanelle is not there.
He's gone.
You're not like that's the cliffhanger.
End of season 1.
End of season 1. But if you've watched the trailers for season 2, that bitch is alive.
Yep, she's still around.
So that's the overview of season 1. I hope it's not too confusing. If it is, you should have watched the show.
Yeah. I hope it whet your appetite to watch the show. You should have just read the Kindle version.
We should have. Overview, Kindle version. Overall, I really like the show. I like the wittiness of it.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be so dry humored. Like I thought it was gonna be more serious than it was.
Yeah.
So it was like a happy surprise.
It was really, I mean, a few moments were really serious. I mean, it's involving
Right.
death and murder, but even that's not
Well,
really
like
that.
like you're watching it and you're having a good old time. You're like, haha, this is great. And then
Oh,
Bill dies,
somebody died,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh fuck, this is serious.
Well, she brings she's up in that bedroom with the grandson of the man she's supposed to kill.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, oh, the kid's inside the room the whole time.
Right.
And that's kind of like, this is weird. The kid's going to walk out and see the dead body of his
Right.
grandfather, and he does.
But that's
So
how
these are-
Villanelle likes
yeah.
it. Like Villanelle's very like
She's a little off.
she's a little off. She likes weird things.
It's like she doesn't have a conscience,
Right.
kind of. Like that's,
She feels like a serial killer.
I think the first opening scene with her kind of plays that out. The opening scene, she's in the ice cream shop.
Right.
And there's a kid there.
Right.
And the kid, like, is ignoring her.
Right.
And she sees the guy behind the counter smile, so she fakes a smile. And the girl smiles. It's like she's trying to learn how to be a human.
Right. She's like a robot.
And then when she leaves, she knocks the ice cream in the girl's lap.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So she's this kind of doesn't quite have a handle on relationships with people and how other
Right.
people
She
think.
doesn't associate with
Which makes her
them.
the perfect killer.
Oh yeah, for
So.
sure. I feel she definitely has like a American Psycho type disposition to her. So it's very fun to see that.
Yeah, it played out well. And I think the actress they have, she did a great job. In that,
Yeah,
in
she
that
did a
kind
really
of-
good job.
You never know, even just looking at her face, you never know what
Yeah.
she's thinking, kind of. So that's cool.
I also really like the story. I thought that was interesting. About Eve trying to find Villanelle and like how their paths are converging.
Yeah.
I didn't really like pet peeve. I think this is my only pet peeve. I didn't really like Eve's husband and the fact that Fiona was like told Eve like if she gets into the spy game that her relationship will immediately crumble, and then it immediately crumbled, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't think I like the writing for that character, like that whole relationship at all.
Right.
I think the whole thing was a little.
Like when you
off.
first understand their relationship, you're like, why wouldn't he trust her? Because like he seems to like her and trust her.
But was he not trusting her? I think he was just worried she was going to get killed.
Well, I think it was a both though, which I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like that aspect of it.
Well, I think it really teetered though after Bill was killed.
Right.
He kind of was like, he was worried about her. That's
Right.
how I took it. I know he was being
Right.
kind of a dick about it sometimes, but I just think the whole relationship. She never seemed that interested in him anyway. Like the whole time it was like this weird dynamic relationship where maybe from the beginning they knew it wasn't going to work out.
And I think that leads to the weird romantic undertones of Eve and Villanelle. It's like it's this weird like, oh, she's an assassin, she's trying to kill me, but I'm digging her type situation, and I was like, I get it, but I don't know if I like it.
Well, I think it's, which is another pet peeve of mine now, to piggyback on that. I was really like the first episode with Eve's character and kind of her morbid fascination with killing and how it was done, and she cuts herself. Like they're cut from the same cloth.
Right.
But after that, they kind of didn't go in that route at all. Like she didn't have that mindset the rest of the show. It seems like until the very end when she stabbed her. But the reason she was so attracted to this, like chasing this person, and especially female killers, I think she kind of has that same mindset to a degree.
Right.
And I think that kind of reflected that with the relationship with her husband. Like there wasn't quite that true connection there. They kind of were. It was like going through the motions almost. Like I don't know. That's how I took it. So I was kind of excited to see that overlap of she has the mindset of that killer instinct type, and she's kind of into that stuff. But then it just became her chasing her down and
Right.
being like so overly enamored with Villanelle that it was
Right.
kind of, I don't know, I think it was a waste at that point. I was
Yeah.
expecting more of it. I'm sure it's going to happen in season 2.
Right.
A lot more of
I'm
that.
interested to see where it goes. Yeah.
My theory was like she's gonna become a killer herself
Oh, she
eventually.
might. I don't
And
know.
like, you know what? Let's just team up. We can be together and kill people. It'll be great.
It would be hilarious to watch Eve try to kill people though, because she's like,
Oh, can you imagine that scene? It's gonna happen. The first one, she messes that up. She's like, I'm trying to help you.
look, I'm just like, let me kill you. Come here.
I enjoyed all the cast. I think they did a really good job.
I agree.
Frank, the the horrible boss who ends up.
I've seen him in other shows.
He's like a Steve Merchant feel to him. Mm-hmm. Kind of that very dry delivery. He was kind of funny in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everybody. We didn't even mention everybody. The actor who plays Fiona Shaw's son. I think he did a good job in it. Then the other woman who worked with them, who they brought back with them from MI5.
I think everyone was fantastic.
Yeah.
I even liked Constantine. I thought he was weird. I liked his relationship with Villanelle.
Yeah.
I liked it.
The girl who played his daughter.
The girl
did
who
a
played
great
his
job.
daughter was hilarious.
That was a great.
That line
dynamic.
was like she's gonna kill her. She's
so
so annoying.
Yeah. I think there were a lot of really positive. I didn't know what to think going into it, like you said.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
So I was kind of. It had an odd feel of. It felt a little like a network show in some regards, but then totally not. Because they how
Right.
they went with the killing, but it was kind of a balance between the two.
Right.
So it wasn't so out there. They followed some conventions of
Yeah.
like a network type of traditional show, but then they were out there with other things, which I think was interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I have one pet peeve about Constantine, and whenever she finally gets him cornered in the house, he's going to kill himself. Because he's the target this time, and he hits her in the face with the log.
Oh yeah.
And then runs away.
Yeah.
If you were a killer at one point,
Right.
would you really just hit somebody once and run away? If they're trying to kill you, I think you would finish the job, or
Well-
at least take the gun away from her or tie her up.
Right. I think maybe that goes with the fact that like right before he like tells her that he like is so proud of her and everything. So maybe he just didn't want to do anything, just smack her in the head and run away.
I guess. I think you could have gone a little further than that by subduing her a bit.
But it was so hilarious because he hits her with the log and then she goes,
You hit me with
the
the
log?
Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't funny. I'm just saying.
There's some really great funny moments.
Yeah. Good lines.
Which it's funny because they list this as a drama. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's like a
okay.
dark comedy / drama.
I don't know if they have that over there. Because like
I mean,
Sherlock is listed as a drama too. And I'm like, well, that's
it's its
not
own-
really.
I mean, dramas can be funny. I mean, it's not a full blown. I mean, it's not a comedy. It just has
Right.
funny elements, like the whole Dick Swab
Dick
joke.
Swab joke.
Hey,
yeah.
I was gonna call him that. And whenever Fiona Shaw, when she is first walking her into the room, that kind of grubby secret office, she's like, I once saw a rat drink a can of Coke there at this spot. 2 hands, just pick it up and
Just
drink.
pick it up and drink it.
Like, that was funny. She's out of nowhere.
Yeah,
so
the whole
there's-
show's like scattered with
just
like little funny
little
bits. And then there's killing. So
And
it's
then that's
like
killing, yeah.
so if you like killing and funny bits, you'll love this show.
Hey, it definitely kept your interest. You wanted to see what happened.
Yeah. Well, I guess what's your favorite episode then?
I would say after, I can't remember they kind of bleed together, but it would be after the prison, whenever she actually starts.
Oh, yeah,
Whenever she gets Constantine and she kidnaps his daughter. I
Right.
kind of like those.
Those
Yeah,
episodes?
those episodes. I wasn't a big fan of the prison ones that much. It was just, I don't know.
They're okay.
I guess because she was locked down and there wasn't the element
Right.
of, what she's going to do. But I definitely like the one with Constantine's daughter and Villanelle. That dynamic was funny to me.
Right.
And I think it was a good kind of, counterpoint. Mm-hmm. She kind of see herself in the kid
Right.
a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. They're like the same person.
How about you? Favorite episodes?
I don't know. I like the beginning episodes, like trying to figure out who Villanella is,
Yeah.
and Eve trying to, further her investigation. I liked those. I liked seeing Villanella in Italy,
Yeah.
killing that guy, and how
The hairpin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty intense one.
that was interesting. And also when they were in, I forget where they were, but the guy, the woman sitting in the bus driving looks up into the one of the buildings, and the guy
Yeah, with the blood
with
all
the
over
blood
the
all
window.
over him and banging, help, help, and then the woman picks up the phone and calls her mom. Is like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. No big
doesn't
deal.
even care.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. I think all the little moments are funny, but Sandra Oh was fantastic in it.
Yeah.
She was hilarious.
I mean, I don't know if it would have been the same show without her.
No,
If anybody else
I feel
could've-
like they probably wrote it with her in mind.
Like I said, she was the first one cast, so I
Right.
think she was kind of the one they had in mind for it. But I think everybody else you probably could have gotten away with, maybe even Villanelle. I could see somebody else in that role.
Right.
I mean, she does a great job, but I think Sandra Oh does. That's
She makes
just
it.
Yeah, she makes that.
She makes
'Cause,
it
I mean,
awkward.
You're the whole point is her thought process in this, and you're kind of centered on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it could be easily, if the actor wasn't that great of a choice, the show could be off,
Right.
where you wouldn't quite feel that connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't get an Emmy for it.
Stolen from her.
I think it's a great show. I think it's funny that it got such, it was starting to, get on people's list of best show,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that I think it's still kind of under the radar.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of a bit. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that haven't seen it, but the people that have really, really enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah,
I
I think it's
see
going
where
to be
it goes.
season 2. I think will be much better than season 1.
Oof. I feel like
You got all
Villanelle's gonna try to kill that Eve.
You got all that crappy groundwork out of the way. Now it's
Right.
just full blown. I mean, that's how that book was. The whole point was like cat
Right.
and mouse. This one, she wasn't really chasing her that much. It was
Right.
more figuring her out where who she was. So now it will be kind of
Now it's
interesting to
gonna be, yeah.
now there was a body over here. Now it's in Utah. Now it's in
Right.
this. Where is it going to go? I think it'll be interesting.
Bingeability.
But you on this one, I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna go super high
I'm
with it.
gonna say 5. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. I just did not want to stop watching. It was very good.
Well, you're entitled to your
I know.
opinion
I'm
as
just
well.
saying. So now we're gonna do skip the intro, where I'm gonna list a bunch of British shows, and you tell
Okay.
me if you would skip the intro or keep watching, because some intros are too good to skip. I was gonna say Killing Eve, but Killing Eve really doesn't have an intro.
Yeah, it's just the title screen
It's just a title screen, which we liked.
with some blood dripping down. I actually enjoyed this one because I wanted to see how it changed each one. Like, which letters are going to come down this
Right.
time? So that was for
That was fun.
for the 3 seconds it was
Right.
up. Yeah.
Which, Russian dolls is also like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we like those things. Just get to the point.
That's right.
So real intro now. The British Office.
I watched that one.
That one's good. It's different than the Office.
Well, plus there's only 2 seasons of
True.
The Office, so
But it's
if you're binging the whole thing, you don't get tired of it that fast.
right, but it's that song, so it's an actual song.
Yeah.
I don't know who sings it.
Some British person.
Some British person. But they have, but it's an actual song. But I like listening to it. The first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know if I like this.
Then it grew on you.
And then it grew on me. And I was like, I gotta listen to it now. One of our favorite shows, Misfits.
I'm going to be completely honest. I forget the open of that show.
What?
Yeah, I forget it.
The Raptors? Come on.
So no? Because I want to see it again?
I don't skip that intro.
Very punkish, right? Is that what
It's
it is?
it's a very punk-like rock and roll type song.
Just
It's
sad
called
that I don't remember.
Echoes. It's called Echoes. Look it up. The Raptor Echoes.
Yeah, I remember the show. Almost everything about the show, but the open. So maybe I skipped it. I must have.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, sorry.
It's so good. The
Ooh,
graphics is also
awkward.
good.
Yeah, I do remember the graphics look cool. But I just don't. The song didn't speak to me, I guess.
All right, moving on. Downton Abbey.
I could skip the Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I can skip the Downton. You're like, I get it. We're in the old past.
Rich people, a while
Rich
back.
people,
Yeah.
1920s. I get it. I don't like the show, but I've tried watching it several times and I can't wrap my head around it. But I've definitely seen the intro. Doctor Who.
Oh, but which version of Doctor Who?
I'm guessing the newish ones. I don't know. I skip it. I don't like that song. I'm like, I don't know.
I haven't even watched the last 2 iterations of Doctor Who.
Well, just any Doctor Who.
Well, some
I
of the
feel like it's the same music. They just update the intro.
Yeah, skip it.
I don't watch Doctor Who. I'm sorry.
That's
like a British blasphemy.
That is, well, and some people in America would say it's blasphemy, but you're either on board with it completely, or there's not a lot of middle ground.
There isn't.
Where you're like, oh, I like Doctor Who.
I think it's just too scientific for me.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think I like sci-fi and I like fantasy, but I think it's like too
It's uber.
much. It's like uber nerd.
Uber nerd culture. You got to really, and plus you have to be really invested in it because it's so specific to all these things. I watched the ones from the 60s.
Right.
And older ones, and I tried watching it again, in the early to mid 2000s. I'm like, nah, I just couldn't get into it.
It's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
But I would definitely skip the intro because I just remember hearing it. Like, it's playing in my head right now, and I'm like, please leave.
Get out.
Get out. So I put this one down for you, Adam.
Oh, boy. I hope I've seen it.
Monty Python.
Oh, you got to watch that. How can you not?
How can you not watch the intro? It, like, goes with the show, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that is Monty Python.
Right.
If you don't like that, then you're probably not going to like the rest of their skits and everything else they do.
So I threw that one in for you. I can't believe you can't remember Misfits.
I remember the tone.
Shame.
I know.
Shame.
I'm going to go walk through the halls naked.
Anyways. Adam, what are we doing the rest of this week?
The rest of this week, we're going to be binging The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
That's right.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
A lot of M's.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. I haven't seen it. I hear good things.
My wife watched the whole first season, and I haven't seen it yet. I started watching it last night. I'm going to finish it tonight. So I'm not going to say anything about it.
No.
But
it's going to be great.
It's a Amazon
it's
series.
An Amazon series. First comedic woman, but it's not based on a true story.
It's not based. And I think that's one thing my wife was really excited about. She thought it was a real story, and then she heard it wasn't, and she's kind of like, yeah. So we'll see.
I'm excited. I hear good things.
Yeah.
I hear good things.
Plus Tony Shalhoub's in it, so
Ooh,
you know it's going to be good.
I love him. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to leave us a comment about Killing Eve, maybe you think Sandra Oh's terrible in it. Why would you think that? If you have another person in mind that you think should be Eve.
Hot pie.
Hot pie. For all of you Game of Thrones out there who doesn't know. Adam's favorite character from Game of Thrones is Hot Pie.
Yeah, drop us a comment.
Drop us a comment.
Let us know if it's something you want us to binge. Maybe next month we'll take a few suggestions.
Yeah. We're open-minded. Let us know. We will see you bingers next week.
Bye.